So we got to go ahead and talk about this whole situation involving Ethan Klein, aka H3H3, announcing a huge lawsuit.
ReactGate was a debate going on in the streaming community about what constituted fair use. People like Hassan, XQC, and many of the large Twitch streamers would watch other creators' entire video on their stream. They would rarely add sufficient commentary or even pause the video to speak. Most egregiously, they would re-upload the entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize traffic from the original video.
Which I did cover that whole ReactGate thing a little bit when it was focused on XQC and Hassan, because you're kind of giving reactors a bad rep. Like, you just getting up, leaving mid-video to go take a piss or to go take a shit or to go get a cup out the fucking fridge, whatever. Most people pause the damn video and then they come back with cup in hand or whatever, talk to their chat a little bit, and then finish watching the video.
This debate culminated when XQC, one of the prime suspects, called into my show to debate me, in which case I'm sad to report that I was terribly owned. So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright? Or like the fact that it's illegal, does that matter? That it might be illegal, does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because...
Well, that's fair.
Watch me full screen cam, do the fucking worm, then watch your
do
prime...
That.
Then watch your prime content.
Do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's content, man.
The fact that XQC didn't own up to what he did is kind of problematic, because you just sat there and basically doubled down on what you did by just getting up mid-reaction and not commentating on the whole thing. Or actually, like, I remember when I spoke on XQC doing it, he only commented, I think, like halfway through or something like that. It was a very long video, and then re-up the same thumbnail. And we've seen people, like, they'll, you know, use the same thumbnail for a video instead of making their own, at least having their own little twist and spin on things. But in XQC's case, I think he's gonna fuck around and find out soon enough.
You have people like Hassan Piker paving the way of fair use with what's known as chair reacts, when Hassan gets up to go to the bathroom or to eat or to talk to his mom, or to do whatever, disappears for an extended period of time and leaves the video playing for his chair.
If it warned people to leave the area around the main airport in Sana, then this.
Do not this operation will result in the killing of hostages in captivity. Will result in the death of the third.
Well, I've been seeing
And it was in this setting that I formulated an idea. What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist, they couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published?
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion.
He made content that was primed and ready for bait for these people to react to and steal and infringe on it. So now here we are, where he's going to end up essentially suing all three people.
Denim sits here silently with nearly 50,000 live viewers. That's 30 times her regular viewership. She's working directly with the Snark subreddit moderators to siphon views, and their intentions couldn't be clearer. Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who have supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or citing our post in their critique of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes for my work. This is the cardinal sin of copyright infringement. The Snark subreddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. That's how I knew when this video came out, the Snarkers were going to encourage, promote, and push streamers to commit copyright infringement.
First of all, I don't even know who Denims is, but she has 50,000 live viewers. 50,000, and she just sits there silent like a mime, like react. Okay? Like I fear, and I hope I'm wrong, I'm feared because of people like her, there's gonna be some type of legal litigation or severe crackdown on reactors. Even people who do the simple things like what I'm doing right now. And you know what they say, sometimes all it takes is one bad apple to ruin it for everybody. One person could be the reason why no kids go outside to play for recess. Ain't that crazy? 50,000 viewers though. You know what some Twitch streamers who's trying to get to where you at would do if they had 50K? They would probably dress up in a ghost suit or whatever the fuck. They would be more entertaining than you, a cardboard brick just sitting there watching something. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't just sit down and be quiet when I'm watching something. Like, I don't give a damn if you hate the guy. Okay? You're supposed to react and give commentary. You either agree or disagree. If you don't like the guy, then how about this? Do one simple thing that can avoid you a legal migraine. Don't watch. Simple. You done saved yourself a insane headache. And I would love to see any type of defense for what they're doing.
You should thank the snarkers, actually. Because of their predictability, they acted like double agents for us, incriminating their favorite streamers and serving them up on a golden platter. So, thank you, Snark. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement. But how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
It turns out they just do it for you. You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried. Denim's the queen of self-owning. You prevail again.
Denim's got to be having one hell of a blind moment because you do realize you've done given him a ton of views. If you react to somebody's content, they get views off of that. Are you an idiot? How are you a redhead and you are this dumb? I don't understand this. Like, if you don't like the guy, then don't watch. That would be like somebody going to a Fresh and Fit podcast stream and watching the entire thing and re-uploading it to YouTube. And me, I'm somebody who can't stand Fresh and Fit. But would I do that to them? Hell no. I just wouldn't watch. What is wrong with y'all? Because when you watch, it's going to engage others into watching indirectly. If you want them to or not, they're going to watch anyway. The biggest dodo brain moment, she don't realize, oh, guys, I'm not supporting H3, but you just gave him a view. That's supporting.
Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now, I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker Content Nuke with the United States Library of Congress. Some of you guys out there sweating? Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that we can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us all look bad, but could destroy the commentary community as we know it. Reaction content on Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him. This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field.
Either one or two things are going to end up happening. Either Disney or Sony themselves are going to outright go to Twitch and they're going to be like, hey, you either ban these motherfuckers for life or we ain't doing no type of business with you. We want our money back expeditiously. Or they're going to outright sue the creators. And if that happens, it's going to be a lot more people pissed off at Hassan, and Hassan going to get blamed for doing this because it is his fault. If reaction content gets cracked down on because of Hassan Piker and Denims and people like Frogan, the hate they will receive is going to be immaculate. And then they're going to end up hopping online playing the perpetual victim.
Casey Tron, the queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
Frogan, who, bless her soul, she's still rising.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I have permission? Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happened?
And Denim's the queen of self-owning. And my God, is she the queen of that?
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
None of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them.
The sexual assault I experienced should never happen to any human being.
This Yemeni kid is just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi.
Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive.
He never said Hassan Nasrallah was a good guy.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Now for the fun part. Let's take a look at the complaints. And let's start with my favorite of the three, the very own, the prestigious, the highly acclaimed, the highly analytical H3H3.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're going to watch it.
Well, that's a really dumb thing to say, don't you think? Why are you so comfortable? We've given each complaint a clever little title, and here's H3H3's. She smoked more than she spoke. H3H3 smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? And thinking there was no way that that could be true. Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably from smoking 42 times.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
My girl H3H3, you are fried, baked, toast, warm buttery toast. You are smoked. You are higher than grits on a biscuit. You are higher than cloud 9. You've ascended past that and gone to cloud 18 or into the outer space. You are higher than Mars, okay? You are higher than a white kid on space cake for the first time. She was so fried out of her mind, she couldn't even understand what the hell she was watching, but all she knows is, I don't want to support Ethan Klein. I'm going to have a link in the description box for y'all to go out and watch the full video. But all I know is H3H3, Frogan, and Denims, y'all better lawyer the hell up because y'all about to get screwed. And I don't even think y'all have a good enough defense for this. Like, are y'all really going to let this drag out in court to where you just can just simply remove the content? Like, it's easy, especially if they re-up the whole thing on their own YouTube channels. Then just take it down. Give some type of formal apology to where you ain't even got to worry about this. But if he didn't already file the paperwork in the lawsuit, we might be at the point of no return as far as this whole thing goes. It just goes to show that as far as React content, you ought to be able to provide commentary like I'm doing after pausing a video for oh so long instead of ripping it from somebody just because you can't stand their guts. There are certain people I don't like, but I have to abide by a certain set of rules and regulations. I have to put a video in the description box for people to go out and watch the full thing just so I can give credit to the source material. Like I said earlier, if this ends up screwing over a lot of people who go to Twitch to react with their community, y'all finna get cooked by every reactor we could think of. Even all the way up to the highest bidder being Kai Cenat himself. If for whatever reason they tell him, oh Kai, you can't react to certain things anymore or nothing at all, then he gonna go off and he's gonna point the finger at all y'all, and not only him, but Agent and God knows whoever else. Now, hopefully this don't end up screwing over a lot of people, but y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.